So we brought the Handmaids to the Statehouse today to show the impact of all the laws that are being passed. So today they're hearing yet another bill to ban abortion in Ohio, this time the most commonly used method of abortion in the second trimester. So we brought the Handmaids to the Statehouse today to really show them the impact of what these laws are. We are creating a class of women in our state that are being forced to give birth because they can't access the abortion care that they deserve.
Yeah, so what bill is this?
This is Senate Bill 145.
I'm the Field and Political Director with NARAL Pro-Choice Ohio.
I'm Ashley. I'm the Project Coordinator for Patients to Advocates.
So why are we here today? So I don't know how many people are familiar with the Handmaid's Tale, but we are basically here to protest Senate Bill 145 and basically make a broader statement. I think it's good for people to say that they oppose something, but when you actually put it into actions, it definitely gives them a different perspective, in my opinion. So.
And the Patients to Advocates Fellows are here today to tell legislators about their abortion access stories, the barriers that they have experienced while trying to access care in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about why they chose the Handmaid's Tale?
So they chose the Handmaid's Tale, from what I understand, because I'm not 100%, I guess, up on everything, but because they are meant to be like silent and basically, it has some type of a misogynistic tone to it. Like, men expect women to just sit back, be controlled. You control our bodies, tell us what to do, and that's, I guess, the significance of the Handmaids is to make them squirm in their seats. Yeah, so they're going to have committee. I mean, you can't really kick them out. They're not doing anything to, I would say, interrupt committee. They're not posing a threat to anyone. They're just there and they're silent. They haven't said a word. So, just having that, having them there, it may be uncomfortable, but I mean, there's not much they can do about it. So they have to sit there and listen and watch them the whole committee while they're talking about Senate Bill 145 and voting on it.
Do you want to explain how we can't videotape it?
Yes, so, from what I understand, sometimes they can, record committee, but I think you have to have permission to do that. We do not, and we are not allowed to go in there and record. But we are allowed to sit there and watch, and I think that's the fun part. Kind of sad that you guys can't see it as well, but we definitely will keep you posted on everything that's going on. We just can't have the cameras in there, so.
I'm the Executive Director of Progress Ohio, and I'm a proud board member of NARAL Pro-Choice Ohio. John Barnes is a Democratic legislator who votes with the Republicans on matters of women's reproductive health, and he wouldn't let me interview him. I don't know what he's afraid of, maybe the truth, but I was really offended by that. I'm also offended that in a government building paid for by tax dollars that's debating a very important piece of legislation for all Ohioans, particularly women, we are not allowed to record inside that room without permission of the chairman. I think somebody should challenge that legally. I think it is, I think if people would see how their government works, they would be much more interested in voting and much more interested in engaging in government. And I think that's why those guys don't want you to come in and film, because they're afraid if the people see what they do and the way they do it, they'll vote them out.
What sort of statement do you think the Handmaids made coming here today?
I thought they made a really powerful statement. We have one of the worst infant mortality rates in America. The majority of new jobs in Ohio that are created are low-wage jobs, and the assault on health care both in Washington and Columbus would devastate the healthcare economy in Ohio and cost us more good-paying, family-sustaining jobs. And instead of doing something about the economy or about infant mortality or about our crummy charter schools, they're in here debating their 19th abortion restriction. Their priorities are out of whack, and I think the Handmaids made a very powerful statement visually, and I think they're going to be hard for the committee to ignore.
What sort of things do you think the legislature should be working on?
I think they should fix the economy. I mean, John Kasich talks about the Ohio miracle. For 59 straight months, the Ohio recovery has trailed the federal government's. And what did we do under this new team? Well, we killed the green energy economy because, GOP really stands for Grand Oil Party, and they give the fossil fuel industry whatever they wanted, and now other states have come in and taken a leadership role in providing the new green jobs. These are jobs that tend to have benefits, and they've helped jumpstart our manufacturing sector. And right when we led the nation in new green jobs, we changed the green energy requirements. Well, without those requirements in place, the businesses that were making the parts for the green economy started to slow down or move to other places. We need to fix the economy first and foremost, because what people want is a good paying job.
Do you want to talk about the sort of impact that the abortion restrictions have had on
First of all, I think it's real. One of the questions I wanted John Barnes to answer was why he thinks he knows more than people who went to medical school for a long time. The American Medical Association, the American Congress of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, and the family doctors all think abortion should be safe and legal, and they think it is sometimes medically necessary. And what we're doing is by putting these new hurdles in front of women, we are making women less healthy. The U.S. Supreme Court acknowledged that in the whole women's health case out of Texas, was it last year? And they said all these new restrictions are sometimes causing women to delay their abortions later, and second trimesters are still safe. They're not as safe as first trimester, or they're forcing women to go out of state and spend money that they don't have, which makes it more difficult on the families that they already have. So I think what they're doing in the name of women's health is hurting women's health, and it really needs to stop.